My dear sweet students of class 3, I am Vidya Rani, your English teacher. Children, I welcome you back to my English classes. In the earlier video of mine, children, I had done with chapter 8, A Trip to Mars. That was part 1. Now today I have come up with a video for you all that is from the same very chapter, children, that is chapter 8, A Trip to Mars, part 2. In the earlier video of mine in part 1, whatever we had discussed, let's quickly recapitulate those things. Then we will be proceeding to chapter 8, A Trip to Mars, part 2. Like in the earlier video, I had told children that this is a story about astronauts and scientists, and basically this is a story about an astronaut whose name was what? Captain Gina, and she was planning to go to the planet Mars. Okay, with other scientists and astronauts, she had discussed about going to Mars, and she had planned it out that this time she will be going to that planet all alone. Only a robot whose name was what, children? Curio had accompanied her. Up till here, children, we had ended with part 1. Let us start with part 2 of the same very story. Put your fingers, children, where am I reading? That is page number 69. As she moved further into the space, Captain Gina watched the earth getting smaller and smaller. She noticed the stars in the sky and thought about the planets that go around the sun. Now, as she moved into the space, what did the earth see? It started getting smaller and smaller. Why, children? Because she was getting far away from the earth. She was moving to the another space. Okay, so the earth was getting smaller and smaller. She could see the earth small in size. She even noticed the stars in the sky, and she even noticed the stars, those beautiful stars in the sky. They were twinkling, and she started thinking about the planets that go round the sun. In the science subject, children, you must have read about other planets, isn't it? Isn't it, children? So all the planets, what do? They move round the sun. Okay. Do you know the names of the planet? Yes, you must be knowing, isn't it? Various names are there like Mercury, Earth, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. All these planets go round the sun, isn't it? So when she saw, she started thinking about all those. Let us move to the next paragraph. After many days, the spacecraft finally reached Mars. After traveling many days, what? The spacecraft reached the planet Mars. Okay, it took a long time for them to reach Mars since it was so far from Earth, and it took a lot of time to reach to the planet Mars. Why, children? Because it was very far away from Earth. Children, let us move to the next chapter, that is let us move to the next page, that is page number 70. Okay, turn the page. Oh, wow! I can see 2 moons of Mars. Captain Gina said eagerly to herself. She then landed the spacecraft on the planet's surface. As she looked out of the window, she became very excited about finally reaching Mars. She couldn't wait to start her work. When she reached near Mars, what she could see the two moons of Mars. So she was very happy to see that two moons of the Mars. And Captain Gina was very happy that finally she has reached Mars, the planet. Okay? And she was very much eager to land into that planet, to land to that planet. That was Mars, isn't it? Landed the spacecraft on the planet's surface. As she looked out of the window, she became very excited. As she looked out of the window, she was very much excited that she had finally landed on Mars. Okay? And she couldn't wait to start her work. And she couldn't wait for her work to start. Let me take my digging tool with me, she said. Then she opened the hatch door and got down from the spacecraft. And she started her work. She started taking out the digging tool and she opened the hatch door. Hatch door is a door meant to come out from that spacecraft. Isn't it, children? Okay? So Captain Gina wore a special space suit which she had brought along with her. And Captain Gina, what did she do? She wore a special space suit which she had brought along with her. She also carried an air tank on her back to help her to breathe, as she did not want to breathe the dangerous air on Mars. She carried a tank at her back. Why? To breathe. Because she did not want the dangerous air to breathe which was on Mars. Okay? She looked at the surface of the planet and decided to walk far away from the spacecraft in search of rocks and soil. And she looked on the surface of Mars and then she decided to walk ahead. Okay, far away from where the spacecraft was placed, and she decided what? To go in search of rocks and soil. Mars is full of large and rocky hills, she said. She said that Mars is full of lots of rocky hills. Okay, lots of rocks are there. Okay, so children, here we come to the end of part 2 of chapter 8, a visit to Mars. Okay? Follow, children. So, we will be continuing a trip to Mars. We will be continuing with the same very chapter, that will be part 3 of chapter 8. Till then, children,